My name is Makoto Ueda. I'm 27 years old and working freelance as an illustrator. I've been uploading a story called 100 Days Until My Girlfriend Marries Another Man to social media, and it's been receiving a lot of likes and comments. It's gotten so popular that I've been contacted by a publisher who says they want to print my story, and ever since, my online mailbox has been flooded with requests from clients who want me to draw for them. I don't think I have to tell you that this story is based on my own experience with my ex-girlfriend. I have a childhood friend called Remi Nakano. She has sleek black hair, big round eyes, and a really cute smile. I fell in love with her the moment I met her, and I've been drawing her ever since then. But for Remi, being cute wasn't the easiest. She suffered a lot because she was so beautiful, and... Remi, what happened?
Some weird guy I don't know told me to come with him. He tried pulling me by the arm. It hurt and I was so scared. I didn't know what to do.
I'll never forget how scared she was and how much she cried that day. I ran around looking for an adult and explained everything that happened when I finally found someone. After that incident, Remi's parents decided they didn't want to risk her safety and started to drive Remi to and from school. She was so pretty that she was getting scouted by modeling agents at least twice a week, and that continued all throughout middle and high school. She was just like a heroine out of a storybook, and the more she grew, the more beautiful she became. And the more beautiful she became, the further she got out of my reach. I knew that she was out of my league, but...
Makoto, what are you drawing?
Huh? Nothing.
Is that? Were you drawing me?
I'm sorry, I didn't want to creep you out. Well, you're really pretty. I'll never do it again, I promise. I really did love her, and ever since I was little, I had drawn her more times than I could count. She was my muse. But I knew that Remi hated guys that came after her for her looks, so I had kept all my drawings a secret from her. I didn't want her to hate me as well. When I looked up at Remi had the most brilliant smile on her face.
Really? You think I'm pretty? You've never said anything like that to me. If anything, I thought you hated me.
No way! Of course I don't! I know that you must be tired of having people talk about the way you look, so I thought that you'd be annoyed if I said anything similar, that's all.
Then how do you really feel about me?
Well, that's,
Just tell me straight.
I've always thought you were cute, and I've liked you ever since we were kids. I love the way you smile, the way you get angry, and the way that you pout, all of it. I don't want to forget any of those faces, but if I take pictures of you, you'd think that I'm a stalker, wouldn't you? So I thought it would be okay if I drew you. I'm really sorry, really.
I've always wondered what you were hiding from me. I wanted to see your drawings, because you always looked so happy drawing them. It made me wonder what you were drawing that made you so happy.
I know, I must have creeped you out. I won't...
No, you didn't. To be honest, I'm so happy I could cry.
Huh? Why?
Because that means that you like me, right? Am I wrong?
Oh crap, I just confessed to her! I'm such an idiot! I realized that I just confessed my feelings to Remi far too late. I didn't know what to do and I was writhing with agony. I wanted us to be childhood friends forever. I didn't want to ruin what we had, but I had gone and destroyed it.
I'm so happy that you like me back. I love you the most in the whole wide world, Makoto.
What?
You're getting way too shocked by everything I'm saying. Makoto, you've got to have more confidence in yourself.
Just like that, after years and years of pining, the one-sided love that I had for Remi was reciprocated, and we started dating. Both of our families were delighted when they heard that we had both become boyfriend and girlfriend, and everything was perfect.
Do you promise that we'll get married when we're older?
Yeah, of course. But the thing is, I want to be an illustrator. I don't know if I'll have enough money to give you everything you want.
What are you so worried about? I'm going to work as well. We can save up money together.
What do you want to do when you leave school?
I want to be a wedding planner. My sister's wedding was so beautiful, it was unforgettable. She said that it was all thanks to the planner that was with her from the beginning. It's been my greatest dream ever since. But if it's possible, I want to work at Ruki Chapel, where she had the ceremony.
Really? That sounds perfect for you. You can do it. I want to see you in your wedding dress too. You really think so? I'm so happy. I'll do my best. We were really serious about one another, and talking about the future, our future to each other, came so naturally for us. We were shy, but honest with each other. But that wasn't gonna last for long. A few years down the line, disaster struck. It began when Remy was in college and I was in art school. At first, Remy seemed really troubled by something and wouldn't say what. I was worried and I went to go visit her at her parents' house. Remy, is something bothering you? We promised that we would tell each other everything, remember? What's up?
It's nothing much. It's just this guy at college that's been talking to me whenever he sees me. We met when a friend invited me to go out with some people from our circle.
Oh, so you're the famous Remy I've been hearing a lot about. Everyone's been saying how you're hot, but you're even cuter than the rumors say you are. You're just my type.
Hi, nice to meet you?
The way you act so cold is cute too. Hey, let's sit over here and drink together. You wanna go out? Lucky you, I'm currently single.
I'm sorry, I already have a boyfriend. We're childhood friends and we've been together forever, so I can't date you.
Huh? What? A childhood sweetheart? What are you, a character in a movie? If you're gonna lie, then do a better job.
It's true. After I graduate from college, I'm going to go find a job, and I'm going to marry Makoto, so please leave me alone. I'm not interested in you.
Remy told me how she spoke as coldly as she could to make her rejection clear, and left the restaurant straight after. The guy that had been chatting her up was called Hoichi Shimoyama, and was 2 years older than us. He was infamous for his reckless drinking, partying, and for sleeping around with one girl after the other. Moreover, his dad was working at a pretty major company and had a lot of money to spare. Hoichi used his wealth to buy off his friends and made them find out Remy's number for him. Once he had her phone number, he wouldn't stop messaging her and even hassled her when she was leaving college. He was even using his henchmen to lie in wait for her and jump her on their way home. All of her friends were too afraid of Hoichi and his power to do anything, and they were forced into keeping quiet about what he was doing.
I'm thinking about quitting college. It's too much.
What? But it's not your fault. Why do you have to give up?
I don't have to go to college to become a wedding planner. I can go to a school for that. Besides, my dad's been talking to his lawyer in order to find a way to get Hoichi to stop. I think I can get a restraining order on him, so don't worry about me. I'll be okay.
I'm sorry, Remy. I wish I could do something to help you.
It's not your fault either, Makoto. I'm just happy that you're still by my side.
Remy ended up dropping out of college, and after talking with a lawyer, she was able to get a restraining order against Hoichi, by proving that he had been stalking her and that she felt that there was a threat to her safety. Even the college took action against Hoichi for his behavior by warning him that he would be removed from the college if he continued to harass its students. Nobody could stop talking about how Hoichi had been put in his place, and being too proud, Hoichi couldn't bear the looks and whispers and left college soon after. Remy entered MoniRobo School of Beauty and learned not only about bridal planning but also about hair, makeup, fashion, and massaging. Everything there was to know about beauty in general. After entering MoniRobo, she was back to her old self and she seemed to be having a lot of fun. I was relieved that she was so happy. For the 2 years that followed, we both did our best to study our hardest and I eventually got a job in a design company. I was working with a team that was designing goods for the anime market and I was training myself as an illustrator. Remy also got the job of her dreams at Rookie Chapel and had only just begun her journey towards becoming a wedding planner. Everything was going so well, I had already decided to propose to Remy within the next year, and I'd even prepared a ring, but that happiness was already doomed to fall apart.
Makoto, do you have a minute?
Yeah, sure, I was just about to take a break. Is something wrong?
I'm going to get married.
It was all too sudden. I didn't even know how to react. My head went blank and I was completely speechless. I didn't understand what she was saying and I didn't know what to type. A few minutes after I read her message, she sent me another one.
I'm sorry, this is all so sudden, but it's already been decided. Please don't message me anymore, okay?
Wait, please, let's talk about this! Why? Is it because I'm not making enough money, or do you hate me now? Is it because I'm too unreliable? But why would you have chosen to marry someone else so suddenly?
I'm sorry. Hate me as much as you want, blame me as much as you want. It's not your fault. Please be happy without me, Makoto.
After she said goodbye, she blocked my phone number and never messaged me again. I couldn't get through to her. I even tried talking to Remy's parents, but they only said that she had forbidden them from telling me anything. All they could say was that they were sorry and that they wanted me to forgive Remy for what she'd done. They were both in tears, which only led me to believe that they didn't agree with her decision, and that there must be a reason why she'd chosen to leave me. I just couldn't figure out what. There hadn't been any suggestion that something had been wrong up until now, and a few days after Remy blocked me, I got a call from an unknown number. Hello, this is Makoto speaking. Who is this?
Hey, this is the first time that we've spoken, but you probably already know me. How about you take a guess?
He was right. I'd never met him, but by the way that he was laughing at me, only one person came to mind. Are you Shimoyama?
Well done! I never got the chance to introduce myself, but you caused me a lot of trouble in college.
I haven't done anything directly, and it was your own fault for being so troublesome yourself. You deserve that punishment.
Shut the hell up! I had to drop out of college because of you and Remy. It's your fault! On top of that, my dad wouldn't stop lecturing me about this and that. It was a real pain in the butt!
Like I said, that was all your own fault. You were the only one that was stalking Remy, and you're lucky that you got off with just a warning.
Well, yeah, cause I'm smart. Unlike you, I got a job in Shimoyama Tradings as soon as I dropped out. I've climbed the ladder while you're all just sitting around in class.
Are you sure that's not because you have your dad's connections?
You don't even have any connections, so keep a sock on it, nerd.
What do you want, Shimoyama? I don't remember ever giving you my number, so you must have asked around for it. Why? Do you have something important to say to me?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I wanted to invite you to my wedding.
Huh? Why on earth would I go to your wedding?
You should come. It's the only chance you'll ever get to see your beloved Remy in a wedding dress.
Wait, I'm not done! Shimoyama! He hung up the phone on me, just as suddenly as he had called. Remy marrying Shimoyama? Even though she hated him that much? It didn't make any sense. Besides, we'd been dating the entire time that she knew Shimoyama, and I know that she's not the type to cheat. But not long after, Remy's parents had moved houses, and I lost any chance of ever getting in contact with Remy ever again. A few months later, an invitation arrived in the mail. It was an RSVP to Remy and Shimoyama's wedding, and I found out that there was only 100 days left. It was like reality had come and slapped me in the face, but I still couldn't accept it. The only way for me to process it was to draw it all out. I started to write a story about my time with Remy, and that's how 100 Days Until My Girlfriend Marries Another Man began. Every day I uploaded one page of my memories with Remy. In the beginning, mostly comments were just making fun of how I was gushing and lying, but as the story went on, a certain comment appeared, saying, "Isn't this Remy from MoniRobo?" Before I knew it, someone managed to identify that the heroine was Remy, and I realized how terrifying the internet could be. But I didn't confirm or deny any of the comments that published. I just kept on uploading my story. After I had drawn the part about the heroine wanting to drop out of college, comments about how Remy had left because of a stalker had taken over the comment section. Poor girl, what's going to happen after this? Please don't tell me they're breaking up. More and more comments showed support towards Remy and my character, and I gained more recognition for my story. I had more and more likes by the day. When there was only 30 days left until the wedding, I started to draw our breakup, and when I found out about her engagement, the comment section was an uproar. It wasn't exactly in regards to me or the writer, but towards Shimoyama for coming between us. Then, 10 days before the wedding, I got another phone call from Shimoyama. I was afraid that he might have realized that I was writing about him and answered the phone, wary of what he might say.
Hey, Makoto, it's only 10 days until the wedding. How you feeling?
I've already asked for the day off.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, I knew that you wouldn't be able to resist seeing Remy in her wedding dress. Too bad you can't marry her, she's mine.
What do you want now, Shimoyama?
I'm putting you in charge of preparing the after party.
You really are a piece of crap.
You know what will happen if you disobey me, don't you? You don't want Remy to be unhappy, do you?
I could imagine that she must already be pretty unhappy. But considering Shimoyama's dictatorial attitude, I knew that he didn't have any qualms about hurting Remy mentally or physically. I couldn't risk that, no matter what. I accepted the role of planning their after party with a heavy heart. Shimoyama gave me a few conditions he wanted me to keep in mind. He wanted a place that had delicious food, was luxurious, and that could host 50 people without any problem. He made it clear to me that there was no budget to hold to, so I looked around online and found a restaurant called Phalaenopsis. Phalaenopsis refers to the moth orchid found more commonly in the Philippines, and I was drawn to the way that they used white as a base color for their interior designs, just like a white-flowered orchid. The food had received a lot of praise online too, and when I called in to confirm the number of guests, they assured me that they could prepare a full course for 50 people if we booked the restaurant for the entire day. I was relieved that I'd found such a perfect location, and I let Shimoyama know. I wanted to avoid talking to him as much as possible, so I didn't call him. I only sent a message with all the details. But he called me anyway. He even warned me not to chicken out on the day. Honestly, I had no intention of attending the ceremony or the after party. I was going to head to the venue, leaving the wedding present, and just go to Phalaenopsis to check on the preparations. When Shimoyama and Remy arrived, I would just leave the restaurant and head home. I couldn't bear to see Remy. I knew that Shimoyama would make complaints about the bill, but I wasn't gonna be that generous. Of course, I did include all of this in the story I was uploading. Every day, the comments got more and more heated, and the character that I'd based on Shimoyama, Genoyama, had become the internet's most hated. Comments begging for Genoyama to suffer divine punishments were plastered everywhere, and every time I uploaded a new page, my story ended up trending on SNS. Then, on the day of the wedding, I arrived at the venue first thing and left my present with reception. I didn't stay for any longer than 2 minutes, and I went to Phalaenopsis. I got calls from Shimoyama soon after I left, but I ignored them all. Hello, my name is Ueda. I'm the one who booked this restaurant for an after-party this evening. Mr. Ueda, thank you very much for booking with us for such a special event, but I believe you're not due here for another few hours. Did something happen? Oh, no, there's nothing wrong. I'm just in charge of the plans for the after-party. I just dropped by to say my thanks, that's all. But you'll be here in a few hours anyway. No, I'm not coming. I'm not included in the number of guests due to attend this evening, so I'm leaving everything to you. Understood. Like that, I left the restaurant and went home. But even being at home didn't give me the peace that I wanted. Far from it. The after-party was due to begin at 6 p.m., and there was only 30 minutes left. I couldn't help but be distracted. But there was no point counting the minutes. I set my mind to uploading today's page, the last and final piece of the story. Today, it'll all be over. I started moving my hands, and slowly I was able to put the day behind me, until my front door opened with a bang, and I heard someone running up the stairs toward my workroom. I got up from my office chair, startled, wondering who it could be. What? It was the last person I expected. Standing in the doorway, out of breath and covered in sweat, but still so beautiful in her wedding dress, was Remy. Remy?
Makoto! Makoto!
Remy clutched at me and started bawling her eyes out, without any care for her makeup. It was so sudden that I didn't even know how to react. I couldn't do anything but hold Remy close to me until she had calmed down. It took some time, but when her sobs finally began to die down, she finally raised her face.
Makoto, I'm really sorry. I did something horrible to you.
Remy, calm down. I'm not angry with you, not at all.
You're just saying that. You deserve to hate me. I'm so sorry.
I could tell that you were lying, Remy. Who do you think I am?
Huh?
We've been close ever since we were born. Of course I knew something was going on. It's not your fault. The second she had heard my words, she started crying again, as though she'd been holding them back this entire time. Out of nowhere, my phone started to ring again. I didn't have to check the caller ID to know who it was.
Hey, asshole, what did you say to Remy? I know you're the one that took her.
I didn't say anything to her. I didn't have to. You were the one that forced her to marry you, didn't you?
Shut the hell up and listen to me. You better bring her back. The after party's about to start.
Remy's a little upset, so I think that the last thing she needs right now is you. Besides, if you want her to come back, why don't you call her instead of calling me? Or what? Don't tell me that you got your number blocked by your own bride.
You bastard!
Shimoyama was silenced for a little while, but I knew that he wasn't the kind of guy to give up that easily. I listened for his words, and...
Fine, then the after party's cancelled. It's not happening without Remy.
Why? You'll just cause trouble for the restaurant if you do something like that.
What's the point in having an after party if the bride isn't here? If you're not gonna give her back, then it's cancelled. Oh, and you're footing the cancel fee, okay? You're the one in charge of the after party, remember?
What? Hang on a minute! That piece of crap, how much does he have to kick someone around before he's satisfied?
I'm sorry, Makoto. It's all my fault. I'll pay for everything, so please, don't make me go.
That doesn't matter right now. I don't care about the money. I just want to know what's going on. I thought I would finally be able to talk to Remy, but this time we were interrupted by a phone call from Phalaenopsis. Though I guess it was only a matter of course. They must be panicking about the fact that their one and only reservation for the day had been cancelled last minute. I didn't even want to think about how much they might charge me. Hello, this is Phalaenopsis. Is this Mr. Ueda? I believe you had a reservation for 50 people this evening. Yes, this is Ueda. Thank you, sir. We've received a phone call from a Mr. Shimoyama requesting for it to be cancelled. I wanted to confirm that this was correct and not a misunderstanding on our part. Yes, that's correct. Of course, I'll pay the cancel fee. I'm very sorry for the sudden change in plans. Thank you for confirming. There must be a reason why all this has happened so suddenly. Perhaps I can be of help? Huh? This may be intrusive of me, but I'd like to hear your story. If you don't mind, would it be possible for you to come back to the restaurant? Yeah, of course. Both Remy and I ended up going to the restaurant to explain what had happened, and why we were canceling our reservation. Remy was adamant that she wanted to come with me, but because she had no change of clothes, I decided to change into a tuxedo so that she wouldn't have to stand out as much. Mr. Ueda, thank you for coming all this way. I'm very sorry for all the trouble we've caused you today. Please don't apologize. To be honest, ever since you came to visit at lunchtime, I felt like something was off about the reservation. I was curious, but I felt that I couldn't stick my nose in it. I'm sorry I made you worry. Oh, excuse me. I completely forgot to introduce myself. My name is Alan Suzuki. It's lovely to meet you. Please call me Alan. My name is Makoto Ueda. And now, the moment I'd been waiting for, I could finally hear the truth from Remy's lips. She told us about how the company that Shimoyama was working at was actually a major partner for the company that her dad was working for. Not long after he had graduated from MoniRobo, Huichi had come to her and threatened to end the contract between the two companies unless she married him. Now I finally understood why her parents had apologized and begged me to forgive Remy for breaking up with me. Remy's the type of person to put her family first, no matter what. I knew that she wouldn't have been able to forgive herself if she ignored Shimoyama and let her dad's company go to ruin. She had no choice but to accept Shimoyama's terms, and her life of suffering with Shimoyama began. She was forced to be sexually involved with him under the threat of her dad's contract being ended if she didn't do as he ordered. By the time the wedding day had come around, she had already suffered enough, but having to share her first kiss as a husband and wife in front of a gallery full of people, and having to introduce herself as his wife at the reception as they talked to guests, she had finally reached her limit. She'd even gone as far as to plan to kill herself when the day was over. But when she found out that I was the one who had prepared the after-party from Shimoyama, her emotions flooded over. Before she knew it, she was running away from the venue and had made her way to my apartment.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Makoto. I threw everything away just to be with you. But I don't have any right to ask you for your forgiveness. I don't deserve to marry you anymore. I'm sorry.
Remy erupted into tears once more, and her face was scrunching up with frustration and the hopelessness that she was feeling. There was no way for me to console her, but to wrap my arms around her and let her cry it all out. I wanted to kill Shimoyama. That was the only thought that I had in my mind as Remy racked out every single sob she could. I had never felt so angry before. I had never hated someone so much. After Remy had finished talking, Alan looked stunned. But when he opened his mouth to speak, he only asked one question, quietly. Did you say that lowlife's name was Shimoyama?
Yes.
You mean Shimoyama as in the idiot son from Shimoyama Tradings?
How did you know? It's Hoishi Shimoyama!
So, your father must be working at Chara Distribution, am I wrong?
How did you know that? Do you know him?
No, but if you're talking about a major contract Shimoyama Holdings has, then that must be the only place that comes to mind. I think I understand what's been going on. Thank you for telling me everything. Alan? Who are you? Haha, just watch. The hero of the story always arrives late. I think I know how I can help you.
Mr. Suzuki? Is Mr. Suzuki here? I got a phone call telling me to meet him here.
We've been waiting for you, Shimoyama.
Huh? What the hell, Ueda? It was you? Remy, I knew it. You were with him after all. Do you understand what's gonna happen now that you've run away from me? You're screwed and I'm gonna crush your dad's company. Are you happy now?
You can't do that, Huichi. I won't let you, or your dad.
Mr. Suzuki? What are you doing here?
For the past few years, I've been hearing a lot of complaints from your lack of work ethic, Huichi, but I never knew that you would go this far to dominate other people. This is absolutely unacceptable. You're worse than the average bad guy that appears in the movies.
Mr. Suzuki, why are you here? How did you find out about my after party?
Why shouldn't I be here? This restaurant is owned and run by my company. It's the first time we've had such a large reservation, and for a wedding no less, so I took the day off from the office to come and help out here. After hearing Alan's explanation, Shimoyama went completely pale. I wasn't surprised. Before he had arrived, Alan had told us that his own company, Orchid, was actually the parenting company of Shimoyama Tradings. Remy and I were shocked that such a miracle had occurred, but obviously it didn't have much of a punch as it did for Shimoyama. I've heard everything about what you've done from Remy and Makoto. You better prepare a pretty good lawyer because I'm going to use all my powers to crush you in court.
No, no way! I don't know what you heard from those two, but it's not true. I didn't do anything.
If you want to argue with me, then you'll have to find a lawyer first. I'm not interested in talking to you on a private level. Let's find a date where our companies can get together and talk about this officially. That's why I called you in here today. I've said what I needed to say, so you're free to go. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that everyone present felt chills down their spine when Alan spoke in such a low voice. It was from the shock of such an even-tempered person being so openly furious. Alright, go ahead and eat to your heart's content. I'll call people from my office and some friends to make up for the other 48 seats, so don't worry about anything. I'm going to cover the bill tonight. Alan's kind gesture brought a tear to both mine and Remy's eyes. We both really owed him a lot. With you both dressed like that, you look like you just came from your own wedding. I hope that you'll choose to dine at my restaurant when you have the real after party. I'll be happy to serve you again. Of course, thank you so much! We couldn't get our lost time back, but we made up for it by talking and talking for the entire night. We found out that we both still had feelings for one another, and felt that our trust in each other had deepened with this incident, and we even decided that we would go to the registrator's office the next day and get married. As for Shimoyama, his treatment of Remy and her family was brought into the open by Alan. He was charged for crimes of threatening violence and actual bodily and mentally harm toward Remy. Not only that, but the employees of Shimoyama Tradings came out with accusations of sexual and power harassment. He was ordered to pay compensation to Remy and to cover the cost of the cancel fee, amounting to $5,000 to file an opus. Furthermore, Orchid had been investigating the decline in profits at Shimoyama Trading for some time, and it was decided that Shimoyama Tradings would have to file for bankruptcy. Outside of Shimoyama and his dad, everyone working at Shimoyama Tradings was found a new position in other child companies under the Orchid Group, and they didn't have to worry about unemployment. Remy's dad had been worried about the future of char distribution, but Alan promised that he would take care of them too. We really had no idea how we could ever repay him. Remy's parents apologized over and over to me, but I never thought that they were to blame. Shimoyama was completely in the wrong and would get what he deserved. I didn't blame anyone else for what happened. I never thought that I'd be invited to your wedding, but I'm glad that you called me. It's an honor to be here. What are you talking about? You're our hero. If you don't come, who can?
The only reason why we were able to get married is because you saved us. We owe you everything.
Oh, don't say that, but I'm really glad that you're getting married. I wish you both all the happiness in the world.
Thank you.
Ever since, I've been uploading a sequel to my first story. It's called Marrying the Girl That Was Going to Marry Another Guy. The sequel got a lot of good reviews and comments too, and it's due to be made into a film in the next few years. It was tough living without Remy, but it was also thanks to the time apart that we were able to really find unexpected happiness elsewhere. Life really is strange like that. Remy, I won't ever let go of you again, no matter what, so let's be together forever.
Of course. I won't ever let you go ever again. Not even in the next life.